minutes to IVLearn. We have already given the video based on the chapter 3rd of class 10, that is pair of linear equation in two variables, and that was just the introduction part. And today we are going to do the first exercise of this chapter, that is exercise 3.1. Let us start with the first question. Now the first question is, after tells his daughter 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were then. Also 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. Represent algebraically and graphically. We have to represent this equation first of all algebraically, and then we have to plot a graph for it. Now, whenever we have to deal with such word problems, we have to keep in mind some points which help us in framing the equations. Like we can see here, Aftab is conversing with his daughter and he is telling that 7 years ago. Whenever you get the word ago, that means whatever quantity is written here, that has to be subtracted. So minus 7 for this. I was 7 times. 7 times means 7 is to be multiplied. As old as you were then. This is for the past. This is in the past condition. Then also 3 years from now. When you get the word now, that means whatever quantity is written here, it has to be added. So this will become plus 3. I shall be 3 times. I shall be means he is talking about the future of after 3 years. He will be 3 times to his daughter's age. Okay. Now we are done to move to the condition. Okay. For that we have taken Aftab's present age equal to x years. These are only simple assumptions which we are taking. Present age of Aftab is x years and his daughter's present age is y years. These are just present ages. Now according to question, first he has talked about the 7 years before time. So first condition is based on the 7 years ago time. Okay. Present age is x, and if we move to the 7 years ago, 7 will be subtracted from the present age, x minus 7 ho gaya. Then daughter's age is presently y, and if we go back to 7 years, it will become y minus 7, and in that condition he was saying that he was 7 times to his daughter. Therefore, the 7 will be multiplied to this. Now then we will solve this equation and we will arrive at this equation. This is our final equation based on the first condition. Okay. Now the second condition, in which Aftab is talking about the time of 3 years from now. Now the present age is x years of Aftab. So after 3 years it will be x plus 3. I've already told that whenever now is written, you have to add that quantity. So it becomes x plus 3. And similarly, daughter's present age is y, and after 3 years it will become y plus 3. And it is also written that future time he will be 3 times to his daughter's age. Therefore, x plus 3 equal to 3 times y plus 3. Again, simple calculations, we will solve these and arrive at the final equation, x minus 3y equal to 6. This is our second equation. So by these two equations we have done the first part of the question, that is to frame the equation algebraically. Now we will solve the graph. We will plot graph for these two equations and then it will be finished. Okay. Now these are the equations I have written here which we have obtained algebraically. Now we have to solve these equations. So here x is equal to minus 42. This minus 7 will goes to the right side and we will get x equal to minus 42 plus 7y. And to plot the graphs, you know that we have to take different values of y so that we get the corresponding x values. Let us start. First I have taken y equal to 6. This implies x is equal to minus 42 plus 7 times 6 equal to minus 42 plus 42 equal to 0. So for y equal to 6 we have obtained x equal to 0. Now for y equal to 5, 7 times 5 minus 42 plus 35. So this comes out to be 7 minus 7. Okay. Now for y equal to 7, x is equal to minus 42 plus 7 times 7. This will come out to be 7. Yes, this will be plus 7. Now we will make the box for these values. You can take 3 values, you can take 2 values, you can take 4 values, but at least 2 values are necessary, at least 2. Now for y6 x is 0, for y5 x is minus 7, and for y7 x is 7. Let's move on to the next equation. Here also I have taken this minus 3x towards the right side and it becomes x equal to 6 plus 3y. Now at y equal to 0, x is equal to 6 plus 3 times 0, it comes out to be 6. Then we can take y equal to minus 2. This implies x is equal to 6 plus 3 times minus 2. 6 minus 6 equal to 0. Now we will take y equal to, let us suppose, minus 1. X equal to 6 plus 3 times minus 1, which comes out to be 6 minus 3 equal to 3. Again we will take all these values in a box. X is 6 for y equal to 0. X is 0 for y minus 2. X is 3 for y minus 1. Now we will plot the graph for these values. Let us plot the graph now. I have made these boxes here and also written the corresponding equations with them. Now the how we get to know what is the limit up to which we have to plot for x-axis, for negative x-axis y or negative y-axis. You just see the box. Whatever is the value it has taken for the maximum or minimum, we have to plot up to that. Like you can see that for x, the positive value is up to 7 and minimum is 0. So we have to plot the x up to 7, minimum up to 7. So we have to extend this. Okay, and similarly in y, the maximum value is again 7 and minimum is minus 2. So we have to plot here up to minus 2, at least minus 2, and maximum up to 7. Now we will start. The first point is 0, 6, x 0 and y 6. That means this point. This is 0, 6. Next is minus 7, 5. X is minus 7 and y is 5. So we will make a perpendicular line. It makes the plot very easy. So this is the point for minus 7, 5. Next point is 7, 7. X is 7 and y is also 7. This is x7 and this is the y7. This point is somewhere this 7, 7. Now this is the first equation and we will join these points so that we get the line. You will use the scale for this. I am drawing it free-handed. Okay. You can extend up to anywhere. So this is the first line and now we will write the name of this also. This was x minus 7 y equal to minus 42. This is the first equation. Now plot for the second one. First coordinate of the second equation is 6, 0. Y is 0 and x is 6. That means this point. 6, 0. Second coordinate is 0, minus 2. X is 0 and y is minus 2. That means this point. Always mention the coordinates along with the point. then x is 3, y is minus 1. Y minus 1, x is 3. This is the point. Now you can see that these all are in the same line. Again, join these points to make the line. Extend these lines on both the directions. Okay. Now you can see, actually these are not going to meet anywhere in the plane. They are far apart from each other, and by this we are done. They are not intersecting at any point. This is the graph. That's all with the first question. Now the second question is, the coach of a cricket team buys 3 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3900. Later, she buys another bat and 2 more balls of the same kind for rupees 1300. Again, we have to represent the situation algebraically and graphically. So first thing is, we need to identify what are the variables here. So you can see bats and balls. Again, bat and balls. That means 2 variables are there. First is bat and another is ball. Bat and ball. Now you can see the basic thing is their cost price. The coach first bought 3 bats and 6 balls, and their cost was 3 bats and 6 balls, and their cost was 13,900 rupees. And again she bought 1 bat and 2 more balls. 1 bat and 2 balls for the rupees 1300. These are the 2 equations. Now simply what we have to do, we have to assume what we are going to take bat for and what we are going to take for ball. So let us start. This was just to explain you. Now starts from here. Let's the cost, because here what is given is cost. These all are combining to give the total cost of 3 bats and 6 balls. Therefore, we will take the cost of 1 bat equal to x rupees. The cost of 1 bat is equal to x rupees, and let the cost of 1 ball equal to y rupees. Okay. So according to this assumption, these equation will be framed like 3x plus 6y equal to 3900. Now this is so simple to frame the first equation, and similarly the second will become 1x means x plus 2y equal to 1300. Now we have framed the first and the second equations. So first part of the question is over, that is algebraical representation we have done. Now we will plot the graph for these equations. Now we will plot the graph for this. So we can take this xy onto the right side. We get 3x equal to 3900 minus 6y, and this 3 will goes down to the denominator and it becomes x equal to 3900 minus 6y upon 3. And you can see that 3 here is also 3 common, here is also 3 common, we can cut the 3. So ultimately we are left with 1300 minus 2y. Okay. Now we will put different values. Now this is 1300. So we have to take bigger values of y here. Otherwise if we take smaller values of y, then the graph will be very asymmetrical, because we will be getting 1300 and here small values, it will create a lot of difference. Therefore, at y equal to, suppose we take here 500, x is equal to 1300 minus 2 into 500 1300 minus 1000. So answer will be 300. Similarly, y equal to 600 implies x equal to 1300 minus 2 into 600. It comes out to be 1300 minus 1200, which is 100. At least two values are required, therefore I have taken only two values. You can take 3 or 4 or as you wish. So let's make the box for these values. First is y equal to 500, x equal to 300. Then y 600 for x equal to 100. Now let's solve for the second equation. One more thing, you can see that both the equations are same, because when we write it like x equal to 1300 minus 2y, you can see both of these equations are same. That means again the values will be same. You can take different other values other than this, but the graph will be same because equations are same. Let us plot by taking different values. Okay, suppose we take y equal to, we have taken 500, 600, let's take 700. This implies x is equal to 1300 minus 2 times 700, that is 1300 minus 1400, which comes out to be minus 100. Okay. Now at y equal to, let's take 800. X is equal to 1300 minus 2 into 800. 1300 minus 1600. It comes out to be minus 300. Why I have taken these different values? Because I know that the equation is same, then the graph will coincide. All the two lines will coincide because the equations are same. But to prove it also, I have taken different values here. Okay. Now we will plot the graph. And let's write down the values. For x equal to minus 100, y is 700, and here y, this is minus 300 for y equal to 800. Now let's plot the graph. I have taken these values in terms of 100 because our values are in hundreds. Therefore, we have to plot it in 100, 200, 300 like this. So the maximum value of y we can take is 800. That's why I plotted it up to 800. You can plot up to 1000 also. And the minimum, there are no negative values of the y. Therefore, I have taken it up to only minus 200. So let's plot. The first is for x 300, y is 500. X 300, y 500. So let's make the perpendicular distance. This is the point 300, 500. Second point is x 100 and y 600. X 100, y 600. Okay, now we have plotted all the 2 points, and now we will draw a line joining these 2 points. If it goes out of the view, then you have to extend the graph. Extend it. Now the next table, x is minus 100, y is 700. X minus 100, this is the point 700, and x minus 300, y is 800. Minus 300, y is 800. this is the point. This is minus 100 and 700, and this is minus 300 and 800. Students, as I am not plotting this on the graph paper and drawing it only free-handed, so it is not very much clear here, but when you draw this in the graph paper, you can see that this line is passing through these 2 points also. It will be drawn like this. It will exactly pass through those 2 points also. Okay, because the equation of the 2 lines was same. That means the 2 lines will be coinciding with each other. When you draw these lines and these coordinates in the graph paper, you will see that both of these lines will coincide. These 2 lines will coincide. Okay, this you will get to know when you actually draw it in the graph paper. Now, by this, the question number 2 is finished. Second question, the graph we have plotted right now. In that, we saw that for the first line was like this. Only 2 points were there because I have used only 2 points, 2 coordinates, and the second line was like this, and it was coinciding. But to check whether it is actually coinciding or not, you must take more than 2 points. In such type of equations, rather you always take at least 3 points, I will suggest. And in this question, second question, you please take 4 coordinates, 4 points, and then, so that you will be assured that other than these 2 points, it is also coinciding on these 2 points and other points which are lying on the line itself, so that it becomes very clear that the 2 lines are overlapping with each other. Then the second question will be completed. Okay, just need to take 2 more points. Third question. Students, third question is very similar to the second question. The base is cost, and 2 variables here are apple and grapes. The cost of 2 kg of apples and 1 kg of grapes on a day was found to be rupees 160, and after a month the cost of 4 kg of apples and 2 kg grapes is rupees 300. Now again we have to represent the situation algebraically and graphically. Very similar to second question. Again we will see how many variables are there. See, 2 kg of apples, 1 kg of grapes. Again in the second line, 4 kg of apples and 2 kg of grapes. So apple and grapes are common here. So we will write 2 kgs of apple plus 1 kg of grapes, and the basis here is the cost price. In the first, 2 kg apple and 1 kg grapes was for rupees 160, and in the second it was for rupees 300. 4 kg apples and 2 kg of grapes for rupees 300. This was just to explain you. Now we will start. So let the cost of 1 kg apple equal to x rupees. We have taken the cost of 1 kg of apple to be equal to x rupees. Again, let the cost of 1 kg grapes equal to y rupees. Now we will put these costs in the above equations, and we will get, according to first condition, first is 2 kg of apples, and we have taken the cost of 1 is x, so 2 का हो जाएगा 2x plus 1 into y, which is y, equal to 160. This is our first equation. And according to second condition, this is 4, and the cost of 1 kg of apple we have taken x, therefore it will become 4x plus grapes we have taken y, So it becomes 2y and the cost is rupees 300. This will become our second equation. So first part is done, that is to represent the equation in algebraically form. Now we are going to solve it to plot the graph, which is the second part of this question. I have written both the equations. Now this y is equal to 160, taking 2x onto the right side, we get this. Now we will put different values of x. Let the first value to be equal to 50. This implies y is equal to 160 minus 2 into 50. 160 minus 100 equal to 60. Again, let x equal to 60. This implies y is equal to 160 minus 2 into 60. 160 minus 120 equal to 40. And now we will take at least 3 values, so that there are some values which are in common, because again the two equations are going to be same. I will explain there. Now take x equal to 80, y equal to 160 minus 2 into 80. 160 minus 160 equal to 0. Let us take one more. At x equal to 70. Y is equal to 160 minus 2 into 70. 160 minus 140 equal to 20. Okay. Now let us collect all the values in the box. For x 50, y is 60. For x 60, y is 40. For x 80, y is 0. For x 70, y is 20. Now let us solve the second equation. Here you can see that 2 is common in both the sides. So we can take out 2 and it will become 2x plus y equal to 300. That is 2x plus y equal to 300 upon 2, 150. So we are left with y equal to 150 minus 2x. Let us put different values of x. Suppose first we have taken x equal to 50. This implies y is equal to 150 minus 2 into 50 equal to 150 minus 100, 50. You can see for x equal to 50, y is also 50. Now at x equal to 60, y is equal to 150 minus 2 into 60. 150 minus 120 equal to 30. Now at x equal to, let's take 70. Y is equal to 150 minus 2 times 70. 150 minus 140 equal to 10. And all the 3 points are more than sufficient, but still if we take more points, the graph will be more clear. At x equal to 80, y is equal to 150 minus 2 into 80 equal to 150 minus 160 equal to minus 10. Now we will collect these values also in a table. For x 50, y is 50. For x 60, y is 30. For x 70, y is 10, and for x 80, y is minus 10. Now let us plot the graph for this. Let us now plot the coordinates in the graph. First is for x equal to 50, y 60. X 50, y 60. Second is x 60, y 40. Next is x 80 for y 0. Y is 0 and x is 80 this. Okay, and the next one is 70 for y 20. X 70 for y 20. Okay, now we will join these lines. You have to extend the graph if it is not coming in the plane. Okay, this is the first equation for 2x plus y equal to 160. Now let us plot for the second one. First coordinate is 50, 50. Y is 50, x is also 50. This is the point. 50, 50. Next point is 60, 30. X 60 and y is 30. Y 30 and x 60. Next is x 70, y 10. X 70 and y 10. I'm taking the second equation coordinates with the black so that you can differentiate. This is for 70 and 10. Then next is x 80, y minus 10. Y minus 10 is here and 80 is here. Okay, now we will join these points and you can see that there is no common point in between these lines. So it will go somewhat very parallel. When you draw these lines in the graph paper, you can have more clarity about the lines. And this is the second equation, 4x plus 2y equal to 300. That's all for this exercise. Hope you all liked the video and understood it properly. Thank you.